Hello, welcome today on our lesson. The topic today is writing, and we are going to talk about writing a blog entry. So I would like to invite you to open your books on page 15, where you will see a picture. Okay, and tell me what you can see in the picture. Yes, what can you see in the picture? Of course, there is a group of girls very excited. Um, Probably they must be at some concert or the festival, and they are very excited because they can see their favorite star, a celebrity. It could be an actor, but it's most likely that it's a singer. And obviously, they want to have an autograph and they want to have a picture taken of their favorite star. And just think, do you get so excited when you see your favorite star? It could be a football star, an actor, a singer. And now let's think about the second question. What irritates you most in people's behavior when they spot a celebrity? And think, is it staring at a person, commenting loudly on a person, giggling, like smiling in a stupid way, begging for an autograph, posing for a selfie with a celeb, posting the fact on the social media account? What is it? Personally, I find begging for an autograph very irritating. Um, and I think that if I were a celebrity, I would be very annoyed by posing for a selfie with my fan. Um, but obviously, I think everyone can understand that if we like somebody, we would like to have a photo of that person or with that person. So, if we look at question number 3, I would be very interested to hear what celebrity would you like to meet? Or if nobody, why not? I would be very happy if you write your answer in the comments. While doing so, I would be happy that you use some of the phrases from our box here. So, for example, the celebrity I would like to meet is Adele. I've always been a keen fan of Steven Spielberg's film. I've always dreamt of meeting Angelina Jolie face to face. Daniel Radcliffe is famous for working on Harry Potter films. He's making headlines at the moment because so that means that every newspaper is writing about him. So that's why he's making headlines. Johnny Depp is believed to be the most versatile actor in Hollywood. He uses his fame for a good cause. What I admire most in Leonardo DiCaprio is his involvement in environmental issues. He has been creating trends in fashion, lifestyle, cooking for many years. There is a celebrity, Polish celebrity, very well known for that. I have a lot of respect for this person because he is making a huge difference for other people around the world. I'm very impressed by his determination. I felt surprised, shocked, delighted, disappointed. I don't know why people behave so irrationally or irritatingly when they see him. So I would like you to use some of the phrases from that Know Your Phrases box. Use them while answering the question number 3 in the comments. Is there any celebrity you would like to meet? Why? Why not? So I'm really looking forward to your answers. So now, let's move on with the topic. Here again, I would like you to practice a little bit with the translations. So look here at exercise number 2 and think how you would say in English: Zawsze marzyłem o spotkaniu z Ryanem Goslingiem. Think, how would you say that? You can write down your answer in your notebook just to check yourself. Yes. And for example, I've always dreamt of meeting Ryan Gosling face to face. It's not the only possible answer, or it's not the only correct answer, it's just one of the many possible. So let's have a look at the second one. Elton John słynie z pracy na rzecz walki z AIDS. How would you say that? Think about it. Write it down. Yes. Elton John is famous for his working on fighting against the AIDS. So now, how would you say? Mam wiele szacunku dla Emmy Watson, która angażuje się w walkę o równouprawnienie. Of course, I have a lot of respect for Emma Watson, who has got involved in fighting for gender equality. So now, let's have a look at question 4. Tym, co podziwiam najbardziej w Meryl Streep jest jej silna osobowość. How would you say that? Take a minute and think about it. Yeah. What I admire most in Meryl Streep is her strong personality. So now, let's move on to number 5. Nie wiem, dlaczego ludzie zachowują się tak nienaturalnie, kiedy zobaczą celebrytę. How would you say that? How would you translate that into English? Yeah, I don't know why people behave so unnaturally when they see a celebrity. So let's have a look at the last one. Jestem pod dużym wrażeniem talentu Emmy Stone. Okay, think of the structures that we had in Know Your Phrases box. I'm very impressed by Emma Stone's talent. Of course, those were just possible answers. If you've come up with any different answers, they are quite likely to be correct as well. If you have any doubts, remember that you can always write to me and I will be happy to help you. And just very important thing, those few structures that we had here, it's very good to know, to learn them and to try and use them as often as possible, especially in writing. That's how you can boost your language and definitely improve your writing skills. And that is very important if you want to have good results on your Matura exams next year. So that was exercise number 2. And now we are going to practice a bit more. So let's have a look at that practice box and that practice and get smarter. Każde z 4 podpunktów zadania może składać się z jednej lub z 2 części. W wypowiedzi należy odnieść się do każdej części, a także ją rozwinąć. And what is important that at the basic level, when the dot, like this, for example here, consists of 2 points, like introduce the famous person and say why you are interested in him or her, you absolutely must refer to both parts. So you must introduce the famous person, you must say why you are interested in him or her, and that would be just part 1 of the task. And if you want to make sure that this particular dot is mentioned and elaborated on, czyli mamy odniesienie i rozwinięcie, it's important that you write about this part and about this part, and at least one of them you will elaborate on. So, for example, always the part Y, it's much easier to write more about. So remember that if you want to have odniesienie i rozwinięcie, you have to write about this part, and you have to write more, like 2 or 3 sentences in the second half, or in one of the at least one of the halves of this dot. So first let's analyze exercise number 3. Here we have the task, okay? So read the task in the box and match the sentences A to E with the bullet points that they refer to. There is 1 extra sentence. So now let's have a look at the point here. So, while sightseeing the Old Town in Warsaw, you spotted a famous person whose career and activities you follow. Write about it on your blog. And write, describe the circumstances of the meeting, czyli okoliczności spotkania. Introduce the famous person and say why you are interested in him or her. Describe the impression this person made on you during a short conversation. And share the news on his or her future plans. So look at the points. After that, I can say, she isn't as vain or selfish as the tabloids say. She is going to promote healthy lifestyle in her new TV program. I wanted to buy an ice cream and all of a sudden she appeared behind me in the queue. I was disappointed because I didn't meet any celebrity in this famous place. She's a beautiful woman and talented TV presenter. I try not to miss any program with her. So how would you match those sentences with those bullet points? So what about the first one? Describe the circumstances of the meeting. Yes, of course, it was C. I wanted to buy an ice cream and all of a sudden she appeared behind me in the queue. Introduce the famous person. Of course, She is a beautiful woman and talented presenter. Describe the impression this person made on you during a short conversation. Of course, that she isn't as vain or selfish as tabloids say. And share the news on his or her future plans. Yeah, so that would be B, about promoting healthy lifestyle in her TV program. Okay? So now, let's move on to exercise 4. You have to complete the block entry with the sentences A to E. Okay, and again, there is one extra sentence. Okay, I try to move it upwards so that you can read everything. Hi everyone, today I'd like to continue the thread about celebrities because I met Robert Kubica while I was walking around the Warsaw Old Town. Okay, and think which sentence would you put in number 1? I'm still very impressed by his modesty, not quite. Some people were staring at us. He was sitting on a bench and talking on the phone. And his long-term dream is to be back in rallies one day. I've been a keen fan of this Polish Formula One racing driver for years. So then, remember, I was walking around the Warsaw Old Town, something. When I walked up, he invited me to join him and we started to talk. So, yeah, it's going to be C. He was sitting on the bench and talking on the phone. When I walked up, he invited me to join him and we started to talk. Number 2. Yeah, I've been a keen fan. Robert is a passionate person who shows everyone that you can make your dreams come true with hard work and determination. I'm still very impressed by his modesty. You wouldn't guess that he's a quiet man, that this quiet man can reach the speed of up to 260 kilometers per hour. He's still working hard to return to good health after a serious crash. And his long-term dream is to be back in rallies one day. So that was an example of a block entry. And before I leave you with your homework, I would like you to give you some more tips on how to write a blog. So let's have a look here. You have a model answer for the block entry. Obviously, I'm quite aware of the fact that you read a lot of blogs. Maybe some of you have your own blogs, and that would be great. And of course, I'm sure that you follow some of your favorite bloggers, hopefully some of them also in English. So you're quite acquainted with what the blog entry looks like, but just in case, to make sure that you follow the standards that you need to follow during the exam, just a few tips. Look at this model answer. So here, when we have the introduction, we welcome our readers. And of course, if it's your new entry or on the first entry on the blog, you can just write something like, I'm 17 and this is my new culinary blog. But of course, it all depends how you are going to start it. But what is important, if this is already stated in the question, in the exam task, the number of words which is used here is not included in the total number of words that must be used during the exam. But it's very important that the way how you continue matches logically and of course on the topic with the sentences already given. So here, in the first paragraph, you are most likely to refer to the first bullet points. And it's not only that you refer, but also that you elaborate on it, okay? So that you say, that you give some more information. In this particular case, if we look at the task, it was napisz, w jakim celu zakładasz bloga. So that's why here we have some information that I'd like to share recipes and create a culinary chat group. So because the person gives two different reasons, we have what is necessary. We have the topic is mentioned and elaborate. So in other words, we have odniesienie and rozwinięcie. Odniesienie do drugiego punktu polecenia, which was opisz swoje hobby. So here, cooking has been my hobby. For years, I spent most of my free time in the kitchen experimenting with new ingredients, spices, and tastes. So, very well written paragraph. Definitely, it's not only mentioned, it's also elaborated on this point. Then the next paragraph, and we have our third bullet points, which was here, poinformuj o konkursie i o tym, w jaki sposób się do niego przygotowujesz. So here, the popularity of the book, which was published last month, encouraged me to enroll in a TV competition. I'm going to present a dish which I found in my grandmother's cookbooks. I hope that Jerry will like it as much as my family does. Czyli mamy odniesienie, czyli o tym, jak się poinformuj o konkursie. Okay, it was published. So you got encouraged because there was some popularity of the book published, and you enroll in a TV competition for young cooks. And now I'm going to present a dish which I found. So here we write some information how we prepare for this competition, trying the recipes. And now the fourth bullet points. Zapytaj czytelników, co sądzą na temat bloga i zachęć do zamieszczenia komentarzy. So, zapytaj, I wonder what you think. Why don't you write a comment? I'd love to hear from you. So again, mamy odniesienie i rozwinięcie. So just a few tips what you have to include while writing a blog entry. And again, if something is given at the end, your ending must match with the ending which is already given. And again, the number of words which is used here is not included in the total number of words. Remember that every bit of writing at the basic level should be of at least 80 words up to 130 words. Again, not including the words which are already given. And what is taken into, or what is marked are the information which is covered, so the 4 bullet points. Then if it's a logical answer, you can get 2 points. For the language you use 2 points, and how correct your writing is, you can get another 2 points. So the total number of points that you can get at the for the bit of writing at the basic level is 10. So now look at your homework. It's exercise number 6. Okay, it's exercise number 6 from page 15 in Repetitorium. You've got the link to the books, so definitely you can read everything in the peace and quiet, or at the comfort of your own room or bed. The beginning and ending is already given, so remember that these words are not included into the number of words taken into account. And I would like you to send your writings to my email address, kingateaching@gmail.com. You've got 1 week to do so. That's a lot of time. but please make sure that you don't leave it till the very last minute, as time flies very fast. And in fact, it's going to be one of the last tasks that you are going to do this year during your English classes. Thank you very much for attention. It was very nice to have the lesson with you today, and I'm also hope that you enjoyed that different form of the lesson that I prepared for you. Thank you very much, and see you on Monday. Bye. Oh, one more thing, don't forget about the test that you are going to have tomorrow. Now, bye.